If you are a Johnny Depp fan, you will either love this video or hate this video. Sandy girl. It's one that I've been wanting to make, but I wanted to kind of let things settle. And I also wanted to give respect. I'm starting the video, so Sandy wants to play. It never fails. Got my hot chocolate in my cute little snowman mug. Okay, let's get on with this. So, what is this about? All right. There is a group on Facebook, okay, that, and it's one of probably thousands of groups on Facebook, um, where they discuss all things Johnny Depp. There's a lot of misinformation that gets put into that group as well. But see if I can hide this thing here. Okay. One of the things that was shared, well, not just one, many things that were shared was Johnny Depp at Shane MacGowan's funeral. And I made a comment, and more than just a few agreed with my comment, but there were still those who gave me backlash for it. So my comment was, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly how I worded it. It was, I wish that he could do one thing without, cameras being on him. Like, same thing happened at Jeff Beck's, now at Shane MacGowan's funeral. And that's why I pulled this up to show you. I'm sure you've all seen the pictures of him at Shane's funeral. Oh, bless her heart. My heart just hurts for Victoria. Excuse me. Mary Clark. Oh, she is such a beautiful woman inside and out. She's so positive, and if you guys haven't read her book, you really should. It will, you come away from reading that book like, wow, she's just like me. She has the same fears and concerns as I do, and um, she's such a sweet woman. I hope to meet her one day, and I just want to give her a great big hug. She's just like someone I think I could be really, good friends with. She's so sweet. And even through all of this loss, she's at least, we don't know behind closed doors, but she's holding it together, at least publicly, you know. Um, and she's still such a sweet soul. Now, what is this? Undertaker says what? Johnny Depp defied orders to carry Pogue Star's coffin. What is this? Let's see what this is. What in the world? Shane MacGowan's Undertaker says Johnny Depp whatever. Says Johnny Depp defied orders to carry Pogue Star's coffin. An Undertaker revealed Johnny Depp went against orders to carry his dear friend Shane MacGowan's coffin after his funeral was slammed by a furious Irish priest. Get what? Hollywood star Johnny Depp defied orders to carry his friend. How many times are y'all going to repeat the same sentence just so you can have an article? But explain this was not part of the original plan. Photographs from the funeral show the Pirates of the Caribbean star among the other pallbearers When I saw the pride on his face as he carried Shane down the church, I knew I'd made the right decision. Johnny deserved to carry Shane's coffin. He was his best man. He was there for the right reasons. Philly confessed the decision for the actor to carry the coffin was initially met with resistance from security. Well, a security man rushed over and said, Johnny, this is not in the plan. But Johnny told the security guy, no, I'm going to do this. And this actually will bring me to my point. This comes after an Irish priest furiously slammed the funeral as a scandal and hit out at the inclusion of the Pogues' 88 festive classic fairy tale of the New York, stating it was totally out of place. How is it totally out of, I mean, first of all, you do what you want at your funeral, okay? Do what you want at your own funeral. People do what you want, to grieve how you want. This actually carries me into what I want to say. This is from the Mirror. Of course he would want to carry the coffin. I mean, why would he? Why am I looking over the laptop? No idea. Anyway, of course he'd want to carry the coffin. That's his dear friend. And of course security's going to have an issue with it because he's Johnny Depp. But this is a funeral. Okay, surely people behave themselves. But that brings me to my point. That brings me to my ever loving point. And what I said in on that group. Okay. I just wish that he could do one thing without having cameras in his face. I love to see Johnny as much as we can. And I know there were, we had a little bit of a kind of a dry spell, so to speak, where we weren't seeing as much of him. He was just living his life, and then sadly Shane dies and he released his Bunny Man artwork. And by the way, there is an affordable version. I think it's a $60 t-shirt with Bunny Man on it. So you can go over to Never Fear Truth to get that. Well, not affordable for me at the moment, but affordable for most. So, I get very upset when Johnny's a huge star. I don't care what Hollywood says. Johnny is huge. Okay. And everywhere he goes, there's going to be cameras, and I guess the only way he could get out and do anything, and not want people to know who he is, he's the master of disguise too. Like, so maybe he could get away with doing something like that and going out. I don't know. But anyways, it bothers me as just a human being, and I'm being totally sincere here. Just as I could not have that kind of life, could not be involved with it, could not. Where cameras are, you're under a magnifying glass all the time. And so what was said in retaliation to what I said, and it started a whole thing in the group, and I didn't mean to do that, because the owners of the group came back and said, Johnny Depp is, because okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I said, the backlash was that Johnny Depp is a star. Johnny Depp is a public figure. He went to a public funeral. It should be expected. And then the owners of the group came back and agreed with them. This group is everything Johnny Depp, and if there's news, we're gonna talk about it. But all the stuff that they talk about isn't even accurate or true. For another time. And I'll have to go and find the truth and then post it, because that's just who I am. And they don't bash Johnny Depp, but it was like when he had that French He was learning French for the movie and for the Jean Dubarry movie, and he was a picture was taken with this redhead. Oh, Johnny's dating. Johnny's back in the game. He's no, it was his French teacher, and people just jump to that. Oh, but we want him to be happy. I'm glad he's with someone. That's his teacher. She was a tutor, and they don't like to be corrected. They prefer their version of it, whatever. So I got fussed at for my opinion of saying, I think this is backwards. Oh, it is. It's backwards. One of my little daycare kids gave this to me, and it's on backwards. A few years ago, and I wore it to church today. I gotta flip it around. Um, so, oh, it's this way. Oh, I'm right-handed. Anyways, um, so I was fussed at for that. He's a public figure, yes. The funeral was a public funeral. Okay, yes. But he wasn't there to, oh, look, it's me. I'm Johnny Depp. Take a picture of me, you know, at Shane's funeral. That's not what he was doing. Couldn't have been a camera there, and he would have been just fine with it. I'm sure even more happy with it. Um, but this is where he reads a prayer, and I mean, is it nice to see Johnny? Sure, but go look through these pictures. Let me close this out. Look through these pictures. These are of the funeral. And he probably felt obligated to be like, hi. Because he's not one to just be like, he doesn't shun the cameras. He doesn't shun the public, his fans, because he knows that his fans are going to see those pictures. This photo right here just tears me up. This breaks my heart. Um, Look, even if she manages to put a smile on her face. I'm going to be honest. I did not know about Shane McGowan before Johnny Depp and Victoria Mary Clark, and then I learned of it, his music, and I started listening to it, and I really enjoy it. Um, look. This is to me, this photo right here, this one, it is a very intimate moment. Who knows what's going through his mind at that time? Probably every conversation he ever had with his friend, his friend's music, maybe, woulda, coulda, shouldas, kinds of things like we all do to ourselves. But it's all these pictures of Johnny Depp. That's a beautiful casket, too, by the way. There's all these photos of Johnny Depp at the funeral. And look at these crowds of people. I would hope that they're there for Shane. And it was a public funeral, so I'm assuming the public was allowed to come in. Look at the cameras. Look at this. And I would hope that that's for Shane. But, oh, bless her heart. See, and here's Johnny having to. And that stuff bothers me. Okay, now we're getting into some. But see, there he is again. There's so many pictures of him at the funeral. And here's one of Johnny with Victoria. I heard this wasn't true, that he left money behind the bar. I don't know. I heard this wasn't true. Um, I don't know if it is or not. Where'd that picture go of her and Johnny? See this one right here. Now that's not Johnny Depp, the superstar. This is Johnny Depp, the friend to Victoria Mary Clark. And he's just comforting her. But of course, you've got to pose for the cameras. That's friendship right there. I think I read somewhere where she said he was a rock for her. Hey, Sandy girl, stop that. That is a sweet picture right there. That is a beautiful picture. Because that is not, you can just see it. That is not Johnny Depp. That's just Johnny. That's Johnny, Victoria's friend, comforting her. And you can see it all over his face. And if you read her book, then you know that her life is missing a big piece right now. And anyway, so yeah, I just, I got upset, as I tend to do whenever I think there's just cameras in his face all the time. And I get it. The argument is that he went to a public funeral. No, no. He went to his friend's funeral. He helped carry his friend's casket. And yet there's the paparazzi, there's the people taking pictures. Okay, girl. Just like they always do. What? Mama's making a video. Okay. Can you sit? Can you sit down? Sit. No, she's like, I'm not going to sit. So I'm just saying, that was supposed to be all about Shane McGowan. And there's so many pictures of Johnny Depp. And I love Johnny Depp to my core. And I support him no matter what. But why does everything he does have to be our business? Because it's not. His whole life has been in the public, and no more so than since that trial. And we all know what trial. And now I'm actually seeing YouTube channels coming up and reliving the UK trial for some reason. Has that become relevant again for some reason that I don't know about? But there are YouTube channels analyzing, that UK trial. And I don't know if I missed something. I don't, spend 24/7 focusing on that stuff. I spent every single day of the trial immersed in it. And I'm just, yeah. I saw a picture down here that I'm surprised to have seen. Where did it go? I know what I saw. Did y'all see it too? Huh? Where'd it go? Where did you go? See, they've been friends for a long time. This is not a new thing. So of course he was going to be there. Okay, where did it go? I know I saw it. Huh. Oh, here. See, look. Why do they have to connect? Can this woman just be out of his life already? Why does she have to be connected? Why are we still talking about her? And I know what happened. Victoria said something at Shane's funeral about Shane wanted Johnny to forgive Amber. I get the whole forgiving thing because I had to do it. I had to do it for my mom, and because what good? Why, and there were a lot of people condemning her because she said something publicly to Johnny and like put him on the spot there, to forgive Amber. I'm going to go back to something Johnny said in an interview. He was in a car. I don't remember who was doing the interview. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. This isn't word for word. But he said something to the effect of, in order to hate her, he would have to care an awful lot. And he just doesn't care. So I'm thinking, in order to need to forgive her, it would have to matter to him. And I just don't think it matters to him. But I get what Victoria was saying. That's because she's such a sweet soul. I get it. Forgiveness is so that you can move on. It's not saying what that person did was okay. It's not saying, I'm letting them off the hook or whatever. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is literally saying, this is how it felt when I forgave my mom. It's literally going, just letting it kind of see it dissolve off of you, or like ice melting. Just, it's like, it lets you breathe. It lets you breathe. And you literally are in that forgiveness. You're literally letting that person go. You're literally saying, this, I choose to not let this live in my soul any longer, so that you can truly move forward. And I think that's what she was trying to say. Plus, the other thing, got to remember, she is a grieving widow. So she's up there in front of all these people, bless her heart. And her saying that to Johnny is also another way of, and this is just how I take it, it's just also another way of remembering her husband and his words and the friendship that the three of them had. That's why she could stand up there and joke with Johnny like that. And you've forgiven him, right? You've done that, right? Or you did it, or something like that. And that's why she could stand up there and do that, because that was a whole conversation being had that none of us are privy to. Even though it was a public thing that was said, there was a whole lot that was unsaid in that eye contact and in the memories of conversations I'm sure Johnny had with Shane that none of us are privy to. And so people shouldn't come down on her for saying that at Shane's funeral. I'm sure as a grieving widow, that was just her way of keeping his words close to her, and remembering their friendship with the three of them. That's how I took it. Get a cocoa mustache. Anyway, I'm going to close this out now. Like I said, Johnny Depp fans are either going to love this video or you're going to hate it, depending on where you sit with Johnny's picture being taken everywhere he goes. And I think I said it before and I'm going to say it again. This is a cough drop wrapper. And I think if Johnny Depp took a cough drop out of this wrapper, God love him, and set that wrapper down somewhere, which I doubt he would do, he'd probably put it into his coat pocket or something. Somebody's going to pick up that wrapper or take a picture. This is the wrapper that Johnny Depp had. He touched it, and it would probably sell. I'm just, and then if he signed it, oh my goodness. I mean, I have no doubt he has reached a level of fame that even famous people, you know, haven't reached. If that makes any sense to you. When he is no longer with us, that is going to be felt worldwide, and that's something that I can't even think about. um, I've had a couple of dreams about Johnny Depp, and so far, with the things that have happened, the dreams are making more and more sense to me. And I've talked about these dreams before these things have happened. Um, when the trial was going on, I had a dream that the ambulance was surrounding him, and the whole world was sad because it has something to do with his heart. I did not know at the time. I mean, I thought something was going to happen to him because I don't dream about celebrities. I just don't. And so, but I did have this dream about him. And then Jeff Beck passes away. And I thought it did have something to do with his heart, but thank God it wasn't. I mean, the world misses Jeff Beck too. But thank God it wasn't him physically. And then I had this other like quick visual, like it just is just. I was just laying in the bed one night, getting ready to go to sleep, and this quick flash. I was still awake, kind of flashes across my head, and then he hurts his ankle, and I could not shake the heartache. I could not shake that dream about I was still having that dream about with the ambulance and the world being sad. And now Shane McGowan passed away. So there again, Johnny's heart is hurting and the world hurts with him. Some of my dreams I really pay attention to. Um, I sent I sent Victoria a message on Twitter, well X or whatever it is, about when I had the first dream, and she probably thought I was a nut, but maybe there's some validity to it now that she can see, given the things that have transpired. I've always had dreams. People in my women, I don't know if the men do, but I know my sister will even have dreams, and we can tell the difference in a dream that's just a dream and then dreams that we need to pay attention to. But that flash that while I was still awake, where I had this like quick flash visual, this was like last year, and then he hurt his ankle, and that's the first time anything ever happened while I was awake. Of course, I was nodding off to sleep, but it jolted me like, what? That's never happened before. Um, so, and I'm a God fearing person, but I do believe God's given me like this gift of dreams, this gift of discernment. Um, I do think that's a gift that God has given me. And I usually know when to pay attention to it. And I'm a very empathetic person. And I just got to think that the cameras being in his face, I bet the only place he has any privacy is in the bathroom. And even then, I got to question it. Oh my! I didn't realize the camera was up so high. I didn't realize it was going to cut off on me after a time limit. So I guess it's got a 30-minute thing when I do it the way I'm doing it. So I guess I should close this out. I'm sorry if I think my laptop was pointed up too high. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, there's not enough money in the world for me to want to be famous. I'm too introverted. I like my privacy way too much. Anyways, guys, like I said, if you're a Johnny Depp fan, you're either going to love this video or you're going to hate it. God bless the man. Lord, keep him safe, keep him sane, and keep him with us for a long time. You guys take care. We'll talk again soon. Bye.